Hello, friends. Welcome back at another session of Thinking and Destiny. Before we go into the actual wisdom, what Percival is trying to give us, let us connect to his consciousness by meditating for a few minutes on his consciousness. Please sit in a meditative posture, cross your legs, and clasp your hands and close your eyes. You can remove your eyewear if there is any. We don't need it now. Take a deep breath. Fill up your lungs completely. And slowly release your breath. Observe your soft, tranquil breath. Focus on your in-breath and out-breath. Remember, always exhalation should be more than inhalation. Remember, you are just taking the air into your body. Your body needs some time to separate and exhale carbon dioxide. If you think that way, you can observe each and every organ, how your pranic energy, vital energy flowing through each and every part of your body. We are the breath forms. Breath is vital. We live in this physical earth only as long as we can breathe. Focus on the breath form. Focus on the breath form. Connect to the consciousness of Percival. He is enlightening us with many topics. He is explaining us isolation in the last session. How our belief system will impact our brain. Take deep breaths. Connect with your vital energy. Slowly place your hands on your eyes and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Now ready? Before we go for today's wisdom, we will see what we have seen in the last class. In the last class, we talked about religion, and we know that religions depends on our psychic destiny. We follow some religion, and whatever that our belief system, our things are aligned in, right? So we go to that religion and we believe that one. So we have seen that in detail about that thing, and we have seen how psychic destiny of a particular person or the group of persons will influence the government and institutions. We also see how that prayers, mass things will influence the psychic destiny of the thing. And we have seen the psychic destiny, how the comprises of the parties and the class of the spirits, and how it can be habits, how that the destiny, right? The previous things are previous what do you say? suppressed desires, how it can become the habits of the next, and how they can come into the place when time and everything come into the same, coincide at the same time. Okay, now, and also we have seen that gambling, drinking, the spirit of alcohol, we also seen that this is the third class of the psychic destiny. So here, I think we have not seen fully the completely, but it all depends upon a particular. So everybody may have that desire, or everybody, in a sense, it may not be the everyone, but people may have the desire by seeing the thing like what the drinking, drinking, or what do you say, drinking the alcohol or anything. So many people we see, right? So they feel that, oh, the alcohol is it's not an animal product, so we can drink. So no, alcohol is not an animal product, but it is more than that habit. He Percival says it's the deadliest habit that one can have. So alcohol will take you forcibly. You are actually, if the dream is taking your senses out of your doer, but the alcohol is taking your common sense out of the doer, which is more dangerous. If the senses are out, you will just take rest, isn't it? But if your common sense was taken out, then what will happen? So whatever that is there within, in that particular instinct, whatever that thought comes into your mind, you will just try to express it. Is it a good thing? Because when you see some things, good or bad things, when you see, there are hundreds of thoughts run, but you have some common sense, you have some intelligence. Your thinker is always active. When your thinker is always active, you will get to know the good and bad. You will think that this is right, this is wrong, this should be expressed, this should not be expressed. You will get to know that. So you are just stopping your things, and even you are stopping your thinking also. No, this is not the right way of thinking. You are just stopping it, right? But if you are actually stopping that thinking nature, that common sense, whatever it is, if you are thinking, that is possible with the alcohol. So when you are violating your rules, you are violating your knowledge, you are violating your own senses. So whatever that suppressed hunger, hatred, cruelty, revenge, whatever it is, right? So you will just to express it out, and the undesired results, you will be getting it. You don't want to get those results, but you will be getting. So that may be coming. Some of the people may be drinking without the helplessness, but some of the people, they start with the pleasure, but it will become the habit. Again, he expressed, suppose if you are taking the half glass of wine now and then, it may not affect the body. It may not affect immediately. When it will affect, when it becomes a habit. So once you are thinking, okay, you are seeing that particular highness or whatever it is, then once you get habituated for the thing, your senses, once it became a habit, it will harm you. So that's why he just said that the alcoholism, or taking the alcohol, is the deadliest habit that one can have. He also mentioned the gambling, which is not at all no, again, it is a desire for the money. The gambling is gone. He also mentioned food gambling. The food gambling, in the sense, like, it is also like, suppose you don't want to eat some sweets, you wanted to restrain from your sweets. You must have seen so many people. It needs a lot of inner things. No, I don't want to eat. Something like that. You should have like a lot of strong determination. So many people don't want to eat because it is not good for their health. But when they go for a parties, okay, everybody start eating. Not only they eating, they will also encourage others. Okay, come on, nothing will happen. 1 day, 2 days. So it is going on. So your whatever that thing that you kept the rule for yourself, it is breaking, right? So that's a food gambling. Similarly, the alcohol is breaking. That alcoholism is breaking, because that is not only that particular alcohol is breaking you, but whenever you are taking the alcohol, the spooks, you are very because you are dispensable, right? So somebody can occupy. Suppose there are spooks, or there are somebody elementals in the air. So they have some desires. They have some desires to drink, or they have some other desires to express. So they wanted to express, not that you want to express something, but because you are you are lacking, or you are out of control, of your senses and common sense, then those spooks can occupy you. They can command you. They can express their things through you. So which means that you are controlled by somebody else. It is not controlled by you. You are lost. Not only that you lost the control on yourself, but you are also controlling by somebody else, which is not good. Okay, that might happen. That is why the alcoholism is very, very dangerous. You may say, yeah, once or twice if you are taking now and then, that may not show you, but do not become. So I'm not saying that because it's okay to take once or twice, but whatever that we are learning from the wisdom, right? So I'm just sharing you, because just because you drank 1 or 2 times, do not get panic, but you can come out of it. Everything is your mind. That's what, everything is in your mind only. So I can just, how powerful the mind, we are just learning through these examples. I'll give some more examples as we are going through. The next section, coming to the gloom, pessimism, malaise, fear, hope, joyousness, trust, ease. All these are psychic destiny. All these are psychic destiny. Because while I'm just reading about, I just come across so many examples that I just faced in the last couple of weeks only. I have met the people, different people, how it is actually the thing. Gloom is a psychic state. It is a state of unsatisfied desires. It was created by brooding or over unsuccessful attempt to satisfy a desire without understanding the reason for lack of success. So you may be, because you try to do something, but you are unsuccessful. Then at one point, okay, I'll not get success. I'll not get succeed. It will always be like that. Forget about anybody else. I'll just take my own son example. He had some problem, I cannot say the problem because every kid is a different kid. So he was very extraordinary smart in some of the subjects, but in English, he had that analytical problem, right? Whatever that analytical things, he had some issue as a child in elementary. So, but that he has imprinted himself that I am weak at English. I am weak at English. So he is teaching himself that I am weak. That's a gloom that he had it, right? So I am weak. So he will say whenever, Kanna, you need to study well. You need to get all A's. If I say that, except English, he will always say, except English. Why that? Because he started believing that he is not good at it. So once you started believing, it took me for a long time, so many efforts for him to come out of it. I don't know whether any traces of it are still there or not, but I was successful making him come out of it with my consistent efforts. How well he is doing on all other subjects, how smart he is, because I can see the other things when compared to the other kids or anything, how well he is doing. Or I can compare myself at what age I could get that smartness, right? So he got it very far ahead. So only after 3-4 years of consistent, then he got, I can get A in English also. So which means that he is believing it, right? So whenever he goes there, because I kept him a tutor, and the tutor gave me an example saying that when out of 10, where 8 people are doing a mistake, that question, this guy is answering well. But where 8 people are easily answering, this guy is actually doing wrong, which means it is not that lack of English skills or analytical skills, it is lack of focus. That is what he gave me after analyzing his things, right? So why I gave this example is every one of us, whenever we get the gloom, what actually causing that gloom? We have to analyze what actually causing that gloom. Being a mother, because I have gone through his journey through him, I am able to understand why he has got that feelings. But suppose if you go for any that I have this fear, I am just feeling this, to a psychologist or anybody, he or she may not able to tell you because they don't know your journey. Who can know your journey? You yourself can know. So you just go and figure it out why you have got that fear, why you have got that gloomy feeling, right? I can't be successful. You may be trying for 10 times. 10 times you did not succeed, but write down what are the reasons for it. how you can overcome those pitfalls, then you will get the success. Without analyzing those reasons, if you are just glooming that, oh, I'm not able to, I cannot be succeed, I cannot do that, then you are manifesting that one. So do not manifest. Gloom overtakes you by so cyclic periods of times, right? If you are still saying that, it overtakes you, and you may feel dissatisfied. Recently, I saw a person. She's a doctor. She's very smart in all other cases. But for some reason, when she wanted to go to India, she always said, oh, I don't know. Something somewhere, I'm feeling like I may not go to India. I may not go to India. So this is constantly, she had that fear within her. Again, that comes also into the fear, right? Constant fear is there. Fear is the two types again. Fear of, like, what do you say? If you see a cockroach, you may get fear. That's a different fear. It is not, it's a constant fear within the, if you see something is getting a fear because you don't, because of that particular thing, that is a different, it's instantaneous, and it will go once that cockroach was disappeared, that fear will go. That is a different thing. But here she had that, she don't know why it is causing that, but she has that constant within herself. She had that fear. And she talked about, okay, COVID test, that, this, all 100 things she took care. But when she goes to the airport, she was denied to take the flight with some reason, because she booked the through some Canada or anything, and she don't have the transit visa. Because with that fear, she is actually not able to analyze why I am getting. Suppose if she is able to analyze the things, because I am traveling through Canada, does the Canada require any transit visa or not? If required, she would have taken it. Because with that fear, her mind did not work properly. So because that has happened, now she had that fear was inbuilt within. No, I won't cross the country. I won't cross the country until my green card comes. I won't cross the country until that happens. She is starting. She wanted to come with me to the Egypt. She's longing to come, but she has that fear, right? Melas. That's a complete gloom. She went into it. That is why you should not go. With the example, I feel that you can understand better. So that is what it is. Once the fear was recurring, it will overtake you. So the cure of the gloom is resolution, action. So what is the fear? No, nothing will happen to me. Be strong. You take some resolution. So you have that strong desire within you that you can satisfy. Nothing will happen to you. That kind of thing. If you have that strong desire, nothing will happen. You will always be happy. Yeah, you will rock on everything that you do. Because I'll give you the same example that Egypt. The moment I started the Egypt, I'm asking that whoever is conducting, right? So I'm asking, I want to see this place. Can you just move one day before? I will come one day before. I want to see that place. I don't want to miss, because once I go to Egypt, I may not go to Egypt again in my life, because there is so much to see, the entire world. So I may not go. So I wanted to see this place. He said, no, straight. In the first email, straight away, he said, no, madam, it is not possible. But you know what? Somehow it got manifested, and the place was included in that. So how you can, he immediately called, you manifested. We have some permission issues. So we are including that place in our trip. So these are all the positive way, right? So if you want to have it, you believe in. Here I have to tell you an example that just yesterday I saw on YouTube. I see that, because you must have seen the Ravinder Singh. He is the author. Okay, I never know, because I know he is an author. I know I follow him on the Facebook and all. I read a couple of his novels, but I don't know his story, basically. So when I see his story, he was not at all the reader. He never read any books. He is not a reader at all. And it is the first book that he wanted to publish, because he lost his love. On the day that he wanted to propose, he lost his love. And he tried, because he's saying that I'm such a selfish man that usually if the pain comes, if you are sharing with the other people, then it will go. That's what we say, right? So that guy, he's saying that I'm so selfish that my pain has to reach thousands of people so that my pain will go, because otherwise he's crying for 3 months or 4 months. For some reason, he got an idea, let me put let me put out all my emotions onto the paper. So while keeping out all his emotions on the paper, why can't I write a book on it? So he wanted to write all his emotions on the book. He started writing the book, and after a halfway through, some of his professor, he called and he said like, okay, I'll give you a book. Okay, you didn't read any book. Okay, then stop writing. And just he suggested a couple of books, and read those books and write the book. So he thought fair enough, and he read those books and he wrote. Okay, because he is just a 25-year-old guy who wrote a book. Who will read that book? Nobody will read, right? So nobody will come to the not reading. Nobody will come to the publishing house. So he went and asked all the public. Nobody even bothered to reply him. Also, he went door to door. Nobody bothered. Then finally he decided, no. Anyhow, my pain has to reach the people. So he decided to publish himself. So, but who will sell those books, right? Again, who will sell those books? Then not the bookstores, and all those the options were gone. Finally he went to the Mumbai or Delhi, something he told. He went to the footpath and asked those guys, footpath guys, can you keep my 5 copies of my book here? Then they said, okay, no problem in keeping, but if somebody buys, we can give you money. Otherwise, we can't give you money. That's what they told. He said, okay, then it is a good venue. So he asked for 10 or 20 people of that. He started selling because his desire was so strong that he wanted to reach the people, right? You know what? Today, that book has 10 publications and sold 1 million copies. The same book, the same author, the first book without any reader. So if your desire was such a strong, you don't need anything. Your knower part or your knower part will come and activate, and you can do miracles. So that is what I'm trying to say. If you are in the gloomy, if you are saying that the fear, if you are in that fear, you will manifest that one. If you are actually wanted to do something, so he also talks about pessimism. So the one that I gave the example, the doctor example, could be pessimist. Oh, nothing is happening to me, right? So it won't happen to me, right? That's a pessimism, right? So pessimism is also a kind of nature of the gloom. Doer in the body, right, discovers that his desires cannot be satisfied. He himself says that my wishes will not be fulfilled, my desires will not be satisfied. So this is a kind of dissatisfaction state. So he is in the dissatisfaction, and he is under the illusion or a delusion of itself, and the delusion of his senses. So these people, if you are in this psychic destiny, you will not able to. It's an opposite to the Ravinder Singh thing. He is actually so. He's opposite to the pessimistic, right? He will get optimistic. He said, I can do whatever that I want to do it. I can do it some manner the other. If you publish, okay, publish. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan D was done. Then finally he decided to publish. Once that novel was actually had a good market, like good people are, number of people are talking, then publishers came, then they started with 1 million copies. Where is the 500, struggling for 500 copies? Where is that one? Still it is actually, still if you find in the Amazon or any other book sites, you'll find them. Still the copies are getting stolen. So that much is able to, because it's a real story, right? So he put all his emotions in the book, so he can means any person's mind is able to touch, not mind, any person's heart he is able to touch. So that much desire, if you have it, strong desire, if you have, you can have. Do not go into this pessimistic so if you are actually going that, so this is your psychic destiny again. So if you are doing that, pessimism is driven out when one is able to feel himself in the hurts of others and others in his own hurt. So he'll think, okay, I cannot do it. Others are also thinking that, suppose other people may say that, okay, you cannot do it. So that also you are actually dwelling into your own mind. So then the pessimism will come. So that will again crop. Many of my friends know one of the small story that I can tell you of my own. So when I'm doing like my master's, because it was back in 90s when I wanted to do my master's, because I did my undergrad and then I got my bank job. In those days, getting into the BSRB, cracking the bank job is a very good, very achievable thing. But that time itself, I just escalate. Means I just had that thing. Okay, when can I become an officer, right? So that is the 15-year-old path. if I just join in that path. So I said, no, I don't want to join this job because I wanted to start my thing as a big only. I don't want to start with the clerical post and then wait for 15 years to become an officer. No. Then I wanted to do my master's. Then nobody means nobody has actually supported, including my parents. They said, no, we cannot support because you are leaving the job. Then I said, okay, I wanted to take the loan or I wanted to work. I started working those days. In India, it is very rare. In US, you must have seen that working and studying. But in 90s, working and studying it's a very, very, very rare. You will not see the persons. Well, I'm working and studying, right? One of my uncle came to my home and he said like, oh, you're working and studying. How many papers you have? I still remember that conversation and the place where I sit. What dress I wear, I still remember because that much strong impressions I have on that day, whatever the thought, right? He said, how many papers you have for the first and second year together? I said, 16 papers. How many practicals? 3 practicals. Okay, 3 practicals you can complete. 1 paper you can complete at the first time. So the remaining 14. You need March, September. If you are writing, then you need 7 years to complete your master's because it is not going to happen by while working for 5 hours and not going to attend in the college. You will not get into it. So that is where my strong mind, my strong sense came into. I don't know how it came into it. His words were worked in opposite way. If I'm pessimistic, then I would have gone into the no, because this person has said this, I want to prove him wrong. That is the only thing that I have it, because there's a fumes in my brain. There is so much anger in my mind, but that is not. I am not in a position to express for my uncle who is the elder to me, right? Then I wanted to show him in my studies only. I cannot show him in any way, right? I wanted to show him in study. I worked hard. I was the topper of that batch. I was a gold medalist of that batch. So it's not, I'm just to say why I'm giving the example is how our mind plays. If you are strong enough, really, if that particular person was not passed on that comment, I would have passed in the first class because I would not have that strong desire. When somebody commented, that acted very negatively, very opposite way, and wanted to prove. So that helped me. In fact, I always thank in my senses because that helped me a lot. Immediately, I cracked the service commission exams. Immediately, I cracked the net exams because I was so much into the studies. I could do all in 1 year. So this is the kind of mentality. This is an example how your brain, how your mind, how your thought works on your situations. If your thoughts are pessimistic, you will be gone by the previous examples that I have shown, right? So if your thoughts are optimistic and if you are so positive, or not only positive, miraculous about your future, then you can do anything. So always, that is why Padri sir always says that focus on positive thoughts, focus on miraculous thoughts. If you are in the melas, if you are in the pessimism, what will come? You will get an anger because somebody else achieved it. You are not able to achieve it. You will get envy. You will get jealousy. You will get hatred. So none of these emotions are good for your future. So yes, there's a melas or pessimism. All these are not at all. What they are doing is once you are anger, once you are and all these things, you are cutting your brain from the light of intelligence because you are going with your hatred. You are going with all the things, right? You are cutting off from the light of intelligence. Instead of that, if you are an optimistic, if you are a positive thinker, if you are a miraculous thinker, then you are actually connecting with your light of intelligence, and that knower or thinker or the light of intelligence will help the doer to do the things better. Hope you understood, right? So what I'm trying to tell by illustrating these examples also. So the blame is also sometimes, don't blame yourself. First of all, don't blame yourself. Fear is also one very, the psychic dystopia. Fear is the state of the doer due to its ignorance that the wrong acts are done. Suppose you have done some wrong acts, the fear may come like this, right? So you have done some wrong acts. You will always be in the fear that you may caught up. Okay. Suppose you have done so many wrong acts in this life, you never caught up. But still, that fear is embedded in your brain, in your cell, that it may continue for the next lifetimes also. I'll give an example. There is a boy because there is all the class of boys, the 10 boys went into the swimming pool. There's a one boy, he was very fearful and he's not able to swim at all. And parents are like, everybody is swimming. Why can't you swim? Why can't you do? He is such a fearful. Why is that? Because they even went to the psychologist and all those people. Then one of the spiritual leaders, then that spiritual leader told that he died because of the water accident in the previous lifetime. Because of that, he had that fear. So we have to counsel him that not that every lifetime he will be doing the same thing. It is not another thing. So we have to remove that fear from that particular point. Once he understands that, once he counsels on that particular part, because that lifetime is a different, nothing will happen. So if you can remove that fear from that, then he is able to swim. So here is the fear is due to ignorance. The wrong acts are. So maybe you have done wrong acts in the previous life. Because of that, you may be getting fear. But as I always tell you, every lifetime you have given a chance that you can make this lifetime as a last life. You are given a chance. All the karmas, all the things you can wipe off. You have that kind of power in every lifetime. That is what we got the chance, because the God within you will help you. The knower within you, I can say that knower within you can help you to wipe off all your karmic bondages and can reach out that light of intelligence and can come out of this birth and death life cycle. So the fear, if you are constant anxiety, constant thing, suppose if you are going for an hospital for a surgery, you may get fear. That fear is different, because that fear is an instantaneous fear, that because of that surgery you are getting some fear. That is okay. That's not the constant dread. Some people with the constant fear, like something will happen, something might happen. That fear I'm talking about. Okay, that will give you the disaster. That's not at all useful. That gives a disaster destiny for you. So we should not have this. These feelings are psychic results of exteriorization of our past thoughts. These fears are exteriorization of our past thoughts, are unbalanced, are things. So that becomes in time when the conjunction of the time, place, time, condition and place. These are the three things, right? When condition, place and time comes, all the three into the one place, then all these things will come into the picture. The more strong you are, the more you can overcome all these things. So you can overcome this fear, all the things. The feeling of that one. Okay, then when the doer does not run away from the indistinct apprehension of some disaster or from the fear of some definite calamity, it has an opportunity to change the desire that help to conceive or entertain the thought that has to be balanced. Suppose doer does not run away. Suppose you are running away. If there is something might happen, you are running away. Don't run away. Something is there. Try to face it. When you are trying to face it, what will happen is you will discover the ideas. You will discover the ideas, how you can overcome that. How you can overcome it, and how. With the fear, you are actually running away. With the fear, if you are running away, suppose the same example I told, okay, oh my God, 7 years it may take for me to complete my master's. Oh no, I got my job, I would have joined. Or I can join now also. I may, if I take it up, that is out of fear. I would have escaped that. So if you are not escaping, if you are actually facing that, you will get many ideas to do it. So when I wanted to do it, so I got an idea that I can work. Where I can work, because I already did computer science in my undergrad. I can work as a programmer. I can work as a faculty, because those days it is like everywhere there's so many computer centers now also there. So I can also work as a faculty and can get some money to pay for my fees and all those things, right? Some amount I can get through loan. All those ideas were generated. So when those ideas were generated, you won't believe, my neighbor is a banker. He works in a bank. So he helped me, like, okay, I'll help you to get the loan, and also with some sureties and all. Then he said he'll help the loan. So once he get through the process, right, so he understood that there's a lot of interest rate. He don't have kids by that time. So he said like, okay, You are so determined to do your masters. I'll pay your fees and you repay me back. He paid and repaid back in the first year itself. Then my father said, okay, she is having some potential. Let me pay her the second year fees. So all the things, the universe will try to help you whenever you are so strong and so determined. If you have a fear, nobody, because you are not actually putting yourself there. Despair is an ultimate state of fear. Despair is a word that he used. Despair is a ultimate state of fear when the doer has not balanced the part of issuing that thought. If you are not balancing the thoughts that you are issuing, then you will be in the despair state. You will be into the things. Then coming to the positive things, right? So similarly, like despair, all those things, we have some hope. Hope is the one thing. This is also a psychic destiny. Hope is the one which gives you a lot. You may fail 10 times, but if you have a hope, you can succeed 11th time, or you can succeed 100th time. But if you lost the hope, you cannot do anything. So hope is also a feeling. It's a chief feeling born out of your thing, born out of the doer, and it is a companion. It's a good companion of the doer, that it is helping you to achieve the things. It's a great experience of the doer. Once you have the hope, you can do anything. If you don't have the hope, then you cannot connect. Actually, you cannot manifest the things. If you have a hope, you can manifest it. All unmanifested things you can manifest, and you can get it done. Okay, so it is the in the human, it is the fourth state of the consciousness of immortality. When the doer tries to grasp it, it disappears and soon reappears when the human chases after it. So something you wanted, it may disappear at first, but you have to chase with the hope. If you chase, then it will reappear and it will manifest in your life. Hope is everything. Hope is everything. If you are having the hope, without hope, human could not remain as a human. Without hope, the hope thing, tomorrow we get up, we sleep today, the hope that tomorrow we will get up with a good energy. Because anytime as a breath may go, tomorrow I may die. If you are in that constant fear, you may not able to do anything. We never think of that. We always think that we can get up, we can do tomorrow. We plan for 40 years, 50 years, 100 years also, we plan to do the things, right? Because we had that hope. Without that hope, human cannot remain as a human. Oh, tomorrow whether I'll live or not, today I got $100, let me eat, sleep and drink. Done. Tomorrow again the same story. So where is the development, right? So hope is actually a very strong thing, which is actually, even with the hope, we can earn even the immortality. With the hope, we can, even if you think that, if you hope that you are an immortal, death is just the changing the dress. If you hope, if you believe in that, you can just do that. Hope cannot give the doer wisdom or knowledge. Hope cannot give you the knowledge, but it can give you it cannot give you anything. It cannot give, but it can help you to achieve everything. That's what you're saying. Hope will not give you wisdom. Hope will not give you the knowledge. Hope will not give you anything, but dimly it shows the way to attain everything. So that is the good part of the hope. Then joyousness. It's a sparkling good spirits and flow out of the healthy disposition. So if you see, the kids are very joyful. Something, small thing happened, they will be jumping out of the things. And as you grow older, then you stop enjoying all those small things, right? So you stopped it. So, so joyousness is an expression. So when you are in the youth, when the doer is in the youth, it shows more. That's what he is saying. It pours like a full-throated melody of the thrush and enters into the feelings of others like a PMCUSA, and like a mockingbird, rises out of itself like a song in the skylar. So how beautiful it is, right? So that it drives away the gloom. Once you are joyful, it drives away the gloom. It drives away the dullness in you. It shines. It melts your darkness away, and it gives you all the thing, which is a sparklingly graceful, well-disposed to carry your life. So joyfulness is a very thing, and it is also your psychic destiny, how you believe it, right? Then comes to the trust. trust is a natural feeling of the doer that it can depend upon life, that it will not be harmed. So trust is the one thing. You have to trust the life. If you're not trusting, nothing will happen. Because you trust somebody, they just cheated on you. If you stop trusting, then your life will be very miserable. You have to trust people, you have to trust things, you have to trust yourself. So only when you are trust sometimes is an indication that human is an innocent without wide experience. We trust God. Suppose if you are forget whether we trust whether the God is there within us or not, we trust God, right? Because of that, we trust God. Because of that, we are able to do it. 1 second. So when trust sometimes is an indication that human is innocent without world experience. That is how we trust the religion. That is how we trust the God. With the trust only, God will take care of us. With the trust, we are actually moving forward. We pray for it because God will listen to us. We had that trust. Otherwise, we don't pray for it every day. Every festival, every day, we do so many things on trust because we have that trust. Trust is that it's an evidence that the doer has the wide, deep, lasting experience and to depend on the others or depending on the God. So this is the trust is the main reason for the religious faith. The next emotion is the ease. Ease will not come just like that. Ease is a further development of the trust. Ease is further development. Ease in the sense you can tackle anything easily. Suppose it is a good or bad, it is a rich or poverty, sickness or health, anything you can ease with the ease you can do it, right? So you can see because a few years back I read so many stories of the cancer patients, how they dealt when they detected the cancer, right? The persons who was gloomed, who said, why it has to come to me, what happened, those persons are the one who destroyed their lives, who destroyed their healths. But there are people, okay, cancer is not a disease, let me study about it, let me find out what causes the cancer, how I can overcome it. There are so many people who cured the cancer. Even you can see I didn't remember exactly the name, there is a person in California who cured the cancer only with the food habits. He changed all food habits, no medicine, nothing. He changed only with his food habits, he changed that entire cancer. So this is all, again, that is the ease. The person, that is the ease. So you should get ease, does not depend on your circumstances, whether you are healthy or ill, whether you are poverty or whether you are rich, anything, because ease will not come just so easily, because you have to have so many experiences, so many things. So some people, even if you praise, they'll just smile and go. Even if you are scold, or even if you use the bad words, they will smile and go, like Buddha, right? So because some lady scolded at him like badly, and he said, okay, I'm not taking any of your words, and he simply walked away, because he got that ease. Ease will not come just like that. Ease will come for all the compensation, that good work that you have done in the past life, or the experiences that you have in the present life. Then only the ease comes. I'll just give you a pause for 5 minutes. Any questions on these topics before I go to the next topic?
I think it is clear. It's negative emotions, how does it affect you, and positive emotions, how it gives you in a better way, best way. Yeah. Yes. So that you are explained very well. So friends.
Yeah, the examples should make you clear. That's why I just picked up those examples.
Yeah, given so many examples with each emotion. So that is clear for me. So anyone wanted to share your examples, you can share too. Okay, I think all are good.
Okay, good. Okay, we'll go to the next one is sleep. Sleep, how it is a psychic destiny. What actually is happening in the sleep? When you are sleeping, there are 4 states. We always say that: waking state, sleep, deep sleep, and turiya. These are the 4 states, right? So what is happening when you are sleeping? Can anyone tell? Type. because I travel this far, we have to understand what exactly happening in the sleep. Sirisha, anybody replied?
No, I think no.
Okay then I'll go. Sleep, doer in the body, because we know doer, thinker and knower, right? Doer is the one we always think the doer. So doer in the body is always attaching with his senses when he is awake. Do you agree? Sleep is the one which is taking these senses away from the doer. In the sleep state, the full control of the doer in the body is not under the full control of these four senses, whatever the senses that we are actually sleeping, seeing, all those things, right? So thinker and knower are not concerned with these senses. Thinker and knower is not at all concerned with these senses. Thinker and knower can still act, can still have an impact on you, but the doer portion of you is out of control of your senses, because doer is the mostly one who is actually acting with the senses. Going to sleep is a withdrawal of the doer from directing the breath form. So the breath form is there, breath form, it's a withdrawal from that one. So involuntary nervous system is still working, because involuntary nervous system, heart beating, all those things, right, that has to work. The system as a whole, it is working, but the senses and their system are taking away from the involuntary nervous systems, and you are not your motor organs, right, the sensory motor organs are not working. They are taking the rest. So they are taking, okay, I want some rest. So as soon as whenever you are sleeping, that thing is actually taking in sleep. The breath form causes all involuntary functions to continue, but there is a no conscious feeling, because the doer has withdrawn from the contact of the breath form. The doer withdrawn from the contact of the breath form. So here he is explained that sensory nucleus, the front half of the pituitary body, is the seat of the breath form. So here, so that is taken away from the senses, how it's taken. And also he gives an example, like suppose in the sleep, while you are in the sleep, there is some cold draft. He used the word cold draft, means some cold wave, like cold air comes into your thing. So you may actually pull up your comforter and sleep, but it doesn't mean that your senses are working. Even in that also, you are not actually consciously. Tomorrow you may not say that last night I got that very cold, until and unless it was deeply cold. The light cold thing, or suppose you may drift from this side to that side. Are you remembering all those things? You are doing without the contact of your senses. These are also doing, but the temperature within your body, right? The thermometer within your body is feeling that change in the temperature, so it is trying to protect you. So it's trying to protect from it is responding for that, but that doesn't mean that you are actually in the sense. The senses are inactive. You are not in the grip of your senses. The time of the sleep is announced to the doer. How the time of the sleep is announced to the doer is when the senses lose their grip of their respective organs. The respective organs grip. When it is loses, then you feel like you wanted to sleep. This happens. How this happens? Atoms, whatever the atoms in our body, notify the molecules. The molecules notify their cells. Their cells notify their organs. Organs will notify the system of the senses. Then the system of the senses notify the breath form. Okay, we need rest. So this is the process. We need rest. So from the atoms to molecules, molecules to cells, cells to organs, and organs to the senses, it will come. The senses will tell breath form that, okay, the breath form, I need rest, I need some readjustment. Then the breath form produces anning. You'll get anning, and the feeling of tiredness and feeling of being run down. But who is the, actually he is saying that the doer, thinker and all, right? Who is the manager? Who is the manager of this particular, the whole me, whole I, the doer, the triune self, right? Doer, thinker and knower, all the things. Who is actually the general manager of this one? The breath form. Do you agree? The breath form is the first, because we have to live here, means the breath form is the general manager. If the general manager was so strong, even if I'm yawning, even if I feel that I'm so tired, no, I cannot sleep. I have to work. I have to finish this. Even if all these organs are saying that we need rest, because breath form is the general manager, if he decide through that form, no, you have to complete this. Again here, see how the thought is working. How your thought is working on all the organs, right? On all the organs, all the cells. If you are so persistent that I have to finish and I have to, before I go to the bed, I have to finish. If your thought is so strong, then you'll finish. And so the general manager, he can control, even if the sleep is there. The rear of the pituitary gland is the nervous, the rear of the pituitary gland nervous is governing the I-ness. So I-ness are the knower. If you are just so strong there, then the breath form cannot go on sleep, because the rear part of the pituitary gland is working and it is so determined to complete something, then it cannot go. Sleep is loosening the doer from the body. During the sleep, it forces to repair and the damage of the sustain the body during the working hours. Whatever the damage that you cause during the working hours, you are actually sustaining that. You are actually getting the nature itself is actually doing the repairs to your body. These forces can repair only when there is no interference of the doer. Doer should sleep. Doer should not work. The brain should not, the senses should not work. Then only these particular. So what is this electrical currents that are produced in the magnetic waves? They bathe the atoms, molecules, senses, organs, the entire system it bathes. And whatever that waste is removed, and the parts are properly related to each other, and the systems are keyed up, and the repairs are done. So this is what is happening into your body when you are in the sleep. This is all nature is doing, not that you are doing. Nature itself has given such a power that it is repairing itself. The body is repairing itself. Whatever the damage that we have done during the day, all that thing is repairing itself when it is out of touch with the four senses. If all the senses are out of touch, then you cannot feel anything physical. You cannot see, hear, taste, smell. This is suppose in the day, in the sleep, suppose there are some sounds come, there are something comes in the next room, then you may feel that, oh, I'm a light sleeper. People will say that I'm a light sleeper, so I wake up very easily. You must have heard these terms, right? So this light sleeper is the person's like, so still the organs are working for them. The stills, they are not totally drift away. So but even by every one of us, when you are actually sleeping, immediately you will not drift into the sleep, right? So it will take some time. You are in the sleep state, but after some time, whatever is happening, you will not remember. You will just go. What is that state? That is the deep sleep state. That is a deep sleep. So completely your organs are not working there. So only thing you will remember is once you wake up, oh, I slept like a baby. It was so nice. What is that so nice? When you are sleeping, who is that feeling that I slept like you? Who is that I? I, Prasanna, slept. My body slept. Then I'm saying that I slept like a baby. I'm just feeling so energetic. Who is that I? That means Prasanna is not this body. Prasanna is that thing that is there within us. What is that? Your knower, your consciousness. The knower portion, the consciousness part. So that is the one that is in the. So if you can stay in that state, if you can stay in that consciousness state, you will always be happy. That state is nothing but the fourth state, which is Turiya state. That's what those who attended the other classes like level 1, level 2, etc. You would have heard that wake, sleep, deep sleep, and Turiya. These are the four states. Even Mandikya Upanishad will also talks about all these four states. The period of the deep sleep may begin few minutes after you slept, because after you withdraw your senses, After you withdraw in touch with the pituitary body, continue the few minutes, and it continues till the few minutes before you wake up. Before you wake up also, the few minutes. So if you say every day you are waking up at 5:30, let us take. Just a half an hour before you started, oh, alarm didn't ring today. Is it that alarm is not? Because you started working again. So some senses are working. Until then, you'll sleep like nothing, as if nothing has happened, right? So you will sleep that. So after that, only the senses start working, just before that. Until then, you will be in the deep sleep. And because the more deep sleep you are, the repair, the physical body structure repair will be made fast. So because you are out of your senses, then you will get up with the good energy. So when the body is restored, refreshed, the doer is attracted again to it, re-enters, and he re-enters to the stations of the body and returns to the waking state and becomes conscious of his feelings of the physical world. And so he will come to the waking state so suddenly. Sometimes he may come to the waking state suddenly in the day from the deep sleep state. Also, sometimes he may come to the waking state suddenly when something disaster happened, right? Suppose you are in the deep sleep. Sometimes our batteries, right? Some alarm batteries may go bad. Sometimes they started ringing. So you'll wake up. What happened, right? Because it is actually alarm is ringing, but only after that, after you come to the senses, you may realize whether it's actual real alarm or some battery problem or anything. Sometimes that is also happening. Sometimes it may happen from deep sleep to the wake state, but that is not the common thing. That is what he is saying. So that is about the sleep. The next section is about the dreams, nightmares, maybe, because within 2 minutes we don't cover. So let us stop and have the time for questions. Hope you learned much today. I enjoyed delivering this wisdom also, because while reading I enjoyed, and while sharing also I enjoyed this.
Yeah, definitely. So on emotions, right? So day-to-day life, we face
Yes.
so many emotions, and sleep is explained very well, actually. So organs, so how it organizes and all. So Turiya state is not yet explained, no? Turiya state is...
No, Turiya state is not explained here.
Okay.
I'm just saying that because I just gave an example. If you are in the deep sleep state, whatever the thing, right? Because you are out of control of all your senses, right? When you are in the Turiya state, then you are so happy. Sorry, when you are in the deep sleep, you are so happy because you just got all the energy. But when you are if you are in the awake state and if you are not touched by any of these emotions, then you are in the Turiya. It's not in the deep sleep. You are in a awake state, not touched by any of these things. Whatever is happening, you should be happy. So you are in the knower state. You are in our triune self, you are in the knower state.
Turiya, it's we can sense, but
staying in the Turiya is the tough state. You can sense it.
We can sense it.
You can sense it in the meditations or anything, right? Yeah. You can sense it, but only thing is staying there. You may touch and come back.
Correct.
So that will happen because you feel so unknowingly in some of the meditation, because every day morning I conduct the meditation session, right? After some days people will say, I don't know, today was so beautiful. Can you share the things? Because every day we'll feel something or the other, because they connected so much. They had that enjoyment that day.
Correct.
Even us also. Some days we feel so energetic. Some days we feel so joyous. We feel these feelings, right? Not all the meditation days are same for us too.
Correct.
How much you detached from the senses, right? How much you detached. So those things will happen. Turiya is not subconscious. It is more than that. Subconscious is, again, you have some imprints, it will get out of it. So that could be intelligence also, right? So that is not the one. We'll explain in the different things. If you can refer my Mandukya Upanishad something, the video is there somewhere, or I can share. So there I have explained awake, deep sleep, and Turiya states. Divine Breath channel. I think I have explained that.
Okay.
Dreams and nightmares is again connected to these states. Next session also, it will continue. In which state you can get dreams, which state the dreams you can remember, why they can come, all those things are there. That will continue. We'll continue the session in the next thing.
Oh.
Hope all you enjoyed.
Yes, yes.
Any other thoughts? Did I give, I feel I gave too many examples today, or did I take away the subject, or did you feel, understand? Did they help you? I mean.
Hi, Prasanna. Yeah, very much. So it's helpful a lot. Like I could relate the alcohol experience. So basically, before meditation, as a fun, like I used to take wine and all. After starting meditation, I tried once with all of the girlfriends. We go out, and I did not like somebody else is taking over my body. Like as you said, the senses, right? So
exactly.
Immediately, that is what the amount of awareness I felt like I got it before that. The same thing what we used to enjoy before meditation, and after meditation you're not liking it. I was like, okay, I don't want to do this again. So it's pretty helpful. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, how I learned today. I learned about how thoughts are very powerful. Yeah.
You came long way in that Surikalagaru. So you experienced, I can say, because I'm seeing you closely. You experienced how thoughts are powerful, how you used to be for every small thing, how you used to think, and how you are thinking now. After these meditations and all, you have seen the difference. You can still change a lot. Are we live?